Okay there, hello there, and welcome to in 2024. My name is Jarek. I hope you can hear me. You can definitely see me. And yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. Welcome to a almost bi-weekly AMA. Ask me anything. Ask me any questions you want. I'll try to answer it. As always, I have a few slides prepared. So maybe let's first do a round of hellos. So hi guys. I hope you had a great holidays and you recharge your batteries. I didn't, but that's the life. That's the life. That's the life. Mishka was asking a question. I can see some questions actually coming up. Mishka was asking a question: how's the morale and how's the humor after getting the wave 1 and shipped out and well, shipping wave 1? It's great. It's great. We finally got it. With not easy getting it, but it was actually delayed, and the train even was delayed for a couple of days because of the weather conditions. It was too windy for train to move from Kazakhstan. Now I do have some good news in terms of shipping of home. Heroes Might Magic 3, but we will get there just in a second. I've got a few info about it. Definitely pick updates which are much better than we initially thought, or you know, initially we've been told. So that's great. 1 second. As you might notice, I don't look I look a little bit ill because that's how I feel. I look the way I feel at the moment. So maybe I'll try to keep it short today. So 1 hour or something. Okay, I'm gonna go through questions. Let me just quickly... we're also gonna be talking about this big boy. Voila. So that's the pirate ship. I've got a bigger version over there. Sorry. I've got a bigger version over there. I'll explain you as well. So this is for the for those one of the last spurs made already. And we're gonna be wrapping that project up as well and start shipping it. Still scheduled for this month or beginning of next month, depending on how busy we're gonna be with home. Okay. Before I go to the next slides, let me just check what we have. How many creatures, minis, add-ons are expected with the preview of the horror packs? I am assuming a Dungeons Monsters pack and an Explorer pack. At least 3. So at least 3 different packs for each of the theme we are designing. So that's that. Obviously, they're not gonna be part of any. I think they're gonna be like a combined part of combined pledge, but they're not gonna be for us on news, so you can always get them separately if you want, if you're gonna go for the lower tier pledges. So the question is from Wojciech. Hey there. I saw that some people already received the basic home game. Is the big box also being shipped? Not yet. Is being shipped on 21st. So 21st of January. That's the good news, which I'm gonna be talking to you just in a second. On 21st, we're gonna be getting big boxes packed onto into container and on its way to us. So this is the same combined with that 21st. The 21st will be the date when we go and get that packed on the into containers and on a boat, and then off it go. Depending where you are, basically for the Europe, the ship will go. It will take normally about 4 weeks for ship. This time around is about 6, maybe even to 7 weeks, because they need to go around the Africa. Although again, I mentioned about the good news, so maybe once I move there, we'll go talk about that. Please ship it. I need me Deusle. Yeah, we are there with the starting shipping soon. Jarek, we love you. I hope you know that. I know, thank you. I know I doesn't look today very well, so believe me or not, I wake up at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't get out of bed till 9. I was late to work, and because I was late to work is so much things. Good things actually, because we finishing normally between the 4 and 5 o'clock. I stayed here till 8, so I had some time to actually catch back on the work. But normally it's just, yeah, I think my weekend will be just in the bed, maybe COVID or something. I don't know. I hope not. But yeah, man flu. That's a good question. Simon will be on the Game Found with the next Motu board game, also for Europe. Are you any consequences for the future Feats of Eternia add-ons? Well, we're also going to be back on the crowdfunding platforms with our version of Master of the Universe board game. I do have some, because that was actually asked as well, Discord. I do have some dates, at least some approximate dates. Thank you, Gabriel. On your new office? No, no, we are not in a new office yet. I'm still in the old office. The new office looks really good, but we still have some work to do. And you know, like always, for those of you who have been in a construction or use any construction company services, you might know that actually they will tell you dates, and then they're not gonna keep those dates. So it's like Kickstarter though. Yeah, we still have at least 4 to 5 weeks of work there before we can get through before we can get through all the approvals to move into new office, which is a shame because I wanted to move before Christmas. Oh my goodness, there's so many questions. I will show you more of this ship in a sec. Hi Shadow. No, not today. Not today. This week. Okay, so this week was it is extremely important week for our business, for us, as a company. I meant to do like a summary of 2023 and then announcements for 2024, but I'm just waiting for a couple things to be confirmed by the other companies and licenses about some of the projects, and they promised to give me feedback because everybody obviously coming back after Christmas. They promised to give me feedback on the second week of January, so this week. So I didn't get that yet, which means I am unable to make those announcements. So therefore I just moved summary of 2023 and announcement 2024 for the next AMA. So this week we're only gonna be talking about definitely about the shipping and other stuff, but not about the Starsight nor any other projects which we have or had in the pipeline, and it was paused for several different reasons. We see how this week goes, but if this week goes with the answers will go south, I will pull the plug on some of the projects and get moving the Starsight ahead. Yep. Yes, everything. There's no delay on anything else per se, because obviously we meant to get more shipping in December, which we didn't get it, but at least they're catching up on in January. So I will share dates in a second with you. See many yellow ones. I'm not sure what the yellow ones are. So Marcin asked the question, well, what courier company delivers Heroes 3 in Poland? So this wave was shipped by, I don't know, guys, if you gotta help me out. I'm not quite sure who was we shipping. I don't remember now with them, but remaining waves, everything else is going to Green Logistics, and they're gonna use one of the Polish shipping companies, I think. Definitely not the post office. So it's either gonna be FedEx or gonna be, I don't know. Help me out in the comments, guys, if you're watching, if you got it. That's a good question. Good to see you, Jarek. Always appreciate your dedication and your honesty. Can you tell us if there's any news regarding the video's gameplay? Yeah, if Jakub is on my comments, he will be able to give you more feedback on that. I'm also waiting. We're also waiting. I know the games were sent out to not the game, the prototype games, because we didn't have like a, you know, the latest version of this, but the prototype games were sent out to reviewers, and they make videos. At least they start making videos. I'm assuming because of the Christmas and holidays period, it's gonna take a little bit more time than normal. Oh yeah, Bogusz is helping me out. GSL. So GSL was the Polish company. Thank you, Bogusz. GSL was the company was actually providing shipping to in Poland. So I believe the Green Logistic will be also using that. I guess, at least. Question about the Grey Pledge and timeline of its arrival. All the best for the 2024. All the best for 2024 as well. And I'll get to that just in a sec. Legion asked the questions on 21st. We get the ship ever pledge tier, so big box shaded. Is everything like yes. They have to do that because they or 24th I think is the last date, because they have to do that because it's the Chinese New Year, and the CEO of that company promised us that they will do well. They will deliver before the before the Chinese New Year. They have to deliver before Chinese New Year, otherwise it will be absolutely disaster, because some of you will have to wait for at least 4 to 5 months for your package to get. If you understand the process of Chinese, they stop the Christmas New Year pause in China. It takes about 4 weeks for them to of holidays, but before that they're actually going 2 weeks before the Chinese. Most of the factories actually getting slowly shut down, so there's less and less staff to work with, and then about a week or 2 weeks after the Chinese New Year they restarting the factory. So effectively, if they were not able to ship it before Chinese New Year, February will be gone. March they will have to restart the factory, produce everything maybe half March, maybe and towards the end of the March, and then put on a boat. We will get it in May, maybe June. So that was completely not acceptable. And I jumped on call, and we managed to speak with the manufacturer, and they said, yeah, okay, they're gonna do it. So before Chinese New Year. Chris, hello Chris. The big question, shipping update for those, like, yes, is starting this month, 11th of January or beginning of next month. So we're gonna be ahead of our shipping schedule. So that was one of the last models which was required to do, which was the pirate ship. And I've got it now, and it looks really, really good. Really, I mean, like for the first model that size of any ship and kind of playable element, I think we got something special here. Oh god, guys, there's so many questions. I might need some support with next AMA, because got so many questions. I don't want to miss those important ones, so always good if 2 people actually reading them. And yeah. Also, I was mentioned in Discord, so I wanted to ask, will there be any delay regarding Israel? I'm really eager to get to the game, and I hope I won't affect shipment. Not on our side. What I mean by that, once the Green Logistics gets the boxes, they will just basically start pumping them out to different countries, and whenever destination says on the box itself, because they're gonna be prepared for us in China, so they're only going to stick labels and off they go. You might expect some delays if, you know, other reasons, like, you know, the parcel will hit your border and then due to various different reasons might be actually delayed to deliver to you. But that's only one delay I would see. So there's no restriction at the moment, as far as I know, to ship anything to Israel. So on our side, there's nothing expected. A question on those like projects: how are the bases on the minis, since I have to force of nature on one of them? Manual says how to assemble the mini, but it doesn't say which base belongs to which mini. Okay, Arturo, what we decided a long time ago that we're just gonna give you a pack of miniatures and you can choose any miniature from the pack to use for your miniature. It was kind of requirement from some of our backers to actually do that way. Because sometimes they want to use their own bases, or sometimes they want to, you know, use the specific bases from the pack. And we always try to make a pack with bases which is like not very thematic oriented or single theme oriented, but they're mixed of them. So that allows you to choose, pick and choose any you want. Also, it allows you to choose the base size you need for your game. So if you play, I don't know, Warhammer Fantasy Battle now, the old world, you may use a square basis, or if you play any other D&D, you can use 25mm bases, or Age of Sigmar 32mm bases. So we're not limiting you in terms of what base you use, and at the same time we provide you just a pack of bases. And if you remember, this is a huge pack, you got plenty bases there. I don't have any edition, but yeah, you can pick and choose any. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. And as well, I just confirmed, Bogu just confirmed it was GLS. It was GLS. Question was how this happened that so many months of Uskoku, I would say delay, were on a East or some corrections. I don't know. I think combination of many, because the project was almost on time on our end, and it was delayed on the manufacturing side with no explanation really, because we asked the dates long time ago, where were the cut off the dates for us to actually deliver the projects. There was some corrections towards the end. I mean, especially for the big box, because we needed to provide different manual how to assemble them based on the feedback. But that's it. Anything else was like, we asked the question about from the manufacturer. We told them the specific shipping date, and they came back to us saying, look, they were not ready, or miniatures were not ready, and some excuses about miniatures being, you know, taking more time for assemble. So it was a shocker to us, because obviously why we were not communicated this one before. However, the delay wasn't that much. I would say combined delayed maybe 2 months altogether on the side of the manufacturer. For this scale of the projects, for this scale of the manufacturing, I don't think it's bad. For in total as a Kickstarters and things like this, I don't think was bad. For us personal targets and as a company targets, I think was bad, because for the last couple of years our projects were on time. Even, you know, we shipped before and we broke some records, but this time around we have like this 2 months of delay. What is also important to note, that the date we provided in the Kickstarter was the date we're going to start shipping from our place. So we said we're going to be starting shipping in December. We haven't. We've been start shipping in January right now, last week, which means that for us, kind of, it's just delayed for one month. And this is also something which we always try to explain is, when you start the projects, you never know how many or how big it will be, and the larger the projects, it will take longer to ship out. Regardless, it's like, you know, our own manufacturing from our own production, or is something we have to rely on a third-party companies. So this time around, I have to say that even though it's like 30,000 parcels or 35,000 parcels, it's going well. It's going well. I'm happy to see people receiving it. I'm happy to see people playing it, liking it, and yeah, and good feedback actually coming on the gameplay, and I can see good scoring points coming to the Board Game Geek, which is also kind of important. Yeah, this questions or this type of questions I'm gonna get probably a lot today. So hello, hi Peter. Hello, can you tell me about timeline for Grail Pledge, non-shaded tanks? The only one thing I can tell you guys is everything it's gonna be. I'm gonna go to the dates in a second, but everything will be shipped out from this place, and at least we should receive it in somewhere between the end of February and beginning of March. That's what I'm saying about everything. I'm unable to tell you at the moment specific your parcel, because if I tell you your parcel is on the container 3, 4, 5, or 7, it might not be there because we don't have that specific list, right? We do have a specific list of XYZ pledges, which is there's gonna be, well, what they pre-packed stuff, but when this comes here to Poland, the sticker will be attached to it. So if it's gonna be your name as a first person, that's great. If it's gonna be as a last one, unfortunately, that's the process. So yeah. So in general, I can only say to you that the cutoff date for everything shipped out is what I just said here. But I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna go there in a sec. Let me just go through this. So shipping, I do have some dates, so I have slides for that one prepared. Battleground, I can only answer some questions you have if you have here in the chat. I don't have any specific about. Only I can mention Wave 7. I'll be showing you not showing you, but telling you at least about the releases. There was a shipping update, and then we have some case which is pre-painted. I want to show you some samples where we are with it, and yeah, this tech is just getting better and better. I know there was some. Yeah, that's the good question. Will you do a paint kit with the correct colors for Army Painter and painting instructions? We do have a deal, but separate deal with the Army Painter at the moment. We don't have a deal for anything which is specific to Heroes and Heroes 3 because it's not part of our IP. So we don't want to try to do any workaround. However, I do have a meeting next week with Ubisoft, and one of the questions on my agenda, or one of the questions, is that about specific additional products, type of like like a paints and things like that. Could we make it and then stamp it Heroes? Yeah. It's always limitation with license. Okay, from Discord, is there any chance this might ever seen this utilized dragon from DNL2? Yeah, we did have a chat about that. Chicken Dragon. We did have a chat about that. The next miniatures Kickstarter will be not that far away. I think maybe 1 year away from now. So I'm pretty sure if you track our Kickstarters, if you track record on our Kickstarters, you will know we always bring stuff which we at some point left it or yeah. So home question and the news about Astrologers Proclaim scan or PDF version. We did have a chat about that one. So kind of all PDFs cut-off date for the upload to be uploaded by the end of Jan. So that's what I want. I want them to be uploaded by the end of the Jan. I got some small glitch on my screen. I can tell about comment. I'm not quite sure if you have exactly the same glitch. Just do this. Any news about the Master of Orion? At the moment, no news about the Master of Orion, except to the guys actually doing quite a lot in playtesting, and I have my playtesting session or tryout session next Wednesday. Not Wednesday? Wednesday. So I'll be more informed about it. I don't want to influence by myself. I don't want to influence the game. I want the guys actually give it the best go, and then I will see what we can do more with it. The next question is, can you give us details on how the stretch pay will be set up? How many months minimum, maximum amounts, etc. So at the moment we set up for 4 payments. So with the minimal payment amount is 92. And do me a favor, just post a comment about it. What do you think about this? Because this is the first time when we go in for any type of stretch pay. It would be great to know your feedback. And we can obviously adjust this one, it's no problem. And at the moment, payoff deadline we haven't set up. I've been thinking about 6 months. So yeah, you have about 6 months if you go for the smaller, larger pledge to pay it off. The question is whether this is okay or not, or just let me know, let us know. What do you think? Should we go for more installments? Should we go for lower minimum payment and such? I mean, we base this on, it's 92 euro. I think this says euro, yeah, it's 92 euro. So it's all depend, yeah, so I don't know, this is just like, I think we base this one around some other projects. So we want to see how this one works, and if this is going to be too high, we can always adjust it. So we're waiting for your feedback. How many pieces in a super stretch goal? So each super stretch goal adds about 4 free sprues, and 4 sprues of terrain is round about 3/4 of the city of Absalom. City of Absalom, if you don't remember, that is the set of City of Absalom, this one here. So you kind of get a 3/4 of this set for free with each super stretch goal. And just to show you quickly, I do have this graphic of concept stuff, but this should give you a coverage of like that. So this is they basically every single super stretch goal, they are piece of the kind of piece of interest, or I didn't say that right. It's a kind of place of interest. So this situation is an Evil Eye Hive, and you might expect some Evil Eye miniatures with it, at least the pack. And yeah, so you get one type of sprue with around about 8 different elements on it, and then you get 4 of them, which allows you to create a different elements, different. Well, this type of shape of room. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with it, or different combinations, but that's what it is. It's a quite good set, I think. It's a quite good set. The stretch pay helps with the UK VAT rules. Yeah, no, it won't. It won't. I don't think it won't. The way how it works is we're still gonna have to go with a single invoice towards the end before we ship anything out, because that invoice needs to be attached to your parcel. So we won't be able to kind of waive it into several payments, separate payments, because at the end of the day we still need the last import-export invoice. So yeah, it won't help you much. But I don't think the VAT rules are anyway difficult, because you would always pay VAT regardless. It's all depend the size of your pledge. If you go for the higher pledge, that VAT will be you pay to us and then we pay to UK government, and then other way around. If you go for the smaller one, you pay to us and something like that, and we give you back, and then you pay when you receive the parcel. It's complex rules. I got no idea why they did that. It just doesn't make totally sense. We have to work that way. So question was, will there be a Master of the Universe Fleets of Eternia crowdfunding campaign for US customers in 2024? Also, will there be limited edition miniatures? Yeah, that's what I said just the last week or a couple weeks ago, that the Motu Battlefields, we planned this one for second quarter 2024 to be available through crowdfunding platform. We don't know yet which one. I'm leaning with this project, I'm leaning towards Kickstarter instead of GameFound, but we will see. We haven't made our mind yet. And then Motu Fields of Eternia will be first quarter of 2025. The reason why we want to do this way round is I strongly believe that Motu itself, Fields of Eternia, requires a little bit of work. just to make it really, really good, and then create a good add-ons for it. When the battlefield itself, it's good already. So there's nothing to do with the battlefield except to actually grow in this. So yeah, that's how it works. Okay, so that's the question for that's low monthly setup. Okay, so if kind of 92, I think it is. I mean, we don't know what the average will be per pledge for the stretch pay. What I've been told that actually, well, you know that as well by the GameFund, because GameFund are announcing this one constantly everywhere, that the usually pledges are a little bit higher. So if the average will go up, we still will be, yeah, we still have to work it out. I mean, for us, it doesn't really matter. We need to also understand how everything will work with the faster shipping. So that's the biggest question, how we're gonna combine both of those things. Faster shipping usually happens with the products we have kind of from the previous campaign available. So if you're gonna go for something like that, so the product is ready, right? So there's no big manufacturing time. So usually we then open the pledge manager much faster, allowing you to actually select it and pay for the shipping, and you're gonna get like a first parcel out of many. But I don't know, maybe with this Kickstarter we won't have it. We're still waiting for GameFound to give us some info about it. We are kind of unique because nobody else actually does it. Nobody else has got like kind of early shipping products, and then, you know, with such fast way, because most of the things are being shipped out in a month or 2 months time, like we did for other campaigns. If people opted for it, obviously, yeah. Those like, can you please show us how much space on the game? No, I won't be able to show it today. You need a big table. I don't have it here, but we've been actually getting proper boxes made for the pledges, and the basic pledge is actually quite large. It's a big box, but it's not that heavy, which is good both ways. Shipping ways as well, right? And packing ways, because we have so many ladies working in a factory, so it's much easier for them to actually pack the products. And how many months do you plan on letting the stretch pay features run? And this is really up to you. Let us know. What do you think? How many months we should? That was an interesting question. I found this very interesting. Why do you want to shift your business to England? Out of the business perspective. Okay, so it's not really shifting business to England. It's really it's creating a new branch, and one of the reasons is just this shipping through the border is just complex and expensive, and many stores don't want to buy the product from us, because if you buy a product worth, I don't know, €50, and on the border you have to add another €50 for the customs, and nobody's ready to pay that. That's, you know, no business in there. So we only rely on the big distributors, but we know very well to be in England, you've got to be in England. So you got to have a distribution center. Now, the other part of that is, once we have a branch established in the UK and we have like kind of a distribution center, there won't be no, you see that first thing about this VAT stuff, there won't be no that, because product will be coming directly from UK to UK backers. So we'll be bypassing all this BS about invoices, payment back and forth, and delay in shipping, because of it is as it is now. But that's the main reason I would like to finally, you know, get out of this. Now this alone is a lot of work here, the backend in accounting, a lot. Okay, because for every single backer we have to create, we cannot use automatic system, we have to use manually, we have to create invoices manually, because that's how it works at the moment. And just for that we have like 3 additional accounting team people to work out all the UK VAT stuff. So that will disappear with the new branch. And then on top of that, the third very important aspect is we need a more experienced team now, because we kind of we're doing very well in terms of, you know, growing internally, but a more experienced team, especially for the wargaming, we could get it from, you know, UK, because there's so many UK companies and there is rotations of people always, so we may get some good really experienced people. So there's the three reasons. So I wouldn't call this like you know, not the best way. I mean, yeah. And the last one was with Deus Land shipping, do you have an estimated release date for the finalized PDF books? And I think I would just mention this one. Yes. So let's set the target date for the books towards the end of the February of 24. So I'll pass this one to my team, make sure that, you know, the page is updated. I mean, part of that you don't see stuff at the moment on our page is that we actually work on a new page, and that new page meant to be launched in November. We are now in January, and we don't see any light in the light in the tunnel, in the end of the tunnel, for that one to be open. So yeah. We might go back to the old page and upload everything before we see new page. But I'm hoping this new page will be up and running soon. Then we can just basically give you that, because I believe although all that is already uploaded in the new page, but not in the old page. I do have. So Conrad asked the very interesting question: do you know the price of shipping container via plane? I'm just curious. So I would say pallet, not the container, because the container is about 40 square meters, cubic meters, sorry. So the plane would cost the same time around about $60,000 if you wanna ship everything on a plane. So yeah, if that was like, you know, card games, potentially you could get like 60,000 shipping plane. But yeah, just on the shipping side, it is expensive at the moment, as you know, because the ships need to spend more time on the not on the road, on the sea. Usual rates before all that happened was around about $3,500, $3,500. At the moment, it's about $7,500. So that's $3,000 increase, which is a lot of money. It's really a lot of money. But luckily, it's not the crazy level as it was during COVID, when we paid for Wolfenstein. It was 4 or 5 or 6 containers, and we paid for that Wolfenstein completely ridiculous rate of $16,000 per container. It was just crazy. We needed to actually get it. There was no like, you know, delay game anymore, because we couldn't delay for any. And we did delay for some time because we couldn't afford it to actually get that. I mean, the project was under any metrics, but then the best price we could get it was $16,000, which was just like, okay, well, let's kind of move on and with next projects. So excluding the train wave 1 shipping to customers will start at March. How long do you estimate it will take to fulfill all the shipments wave 1 end of the April after? I will talk about that just in a second. How hard will be installing possible without remaking entire molds to disprue legacy sets by machine? So just to provide the sprueless products, there's 2 ways around it. One way is, as you mentioned, just to make a new tools, which at the moment I don't think financially or time-wise we could do it. The other way is to basically buy fixing tools, so it's kind of like, you know, there is kind of a rework we could do, but I think the same there's a risk of actually damaging the tool, and then we're gonna have to do it like from scratch. So at the moment we're not gonna be even touching this, although there is an idea for the future releases to actually be completely sprueless. Any plans to make the core sets from Woodhaven available ever again? Yeah, that's so. Here we have our release plan for the next for this quarter. So between January and March, and the top bit of it is the Land of Giants, and then you have a number of models released from the Woodhaven, not Woodhaven. That was actually, yeah, some of them from Woodhaven, like entrances pack. And then you can see it here. So Dwarven Mine pre-painted. So this is the first pre-painted set. It's gonna be available to the market, which we want to make it. It's still gonna be on the sprues, but it's gonna be pre-painted. We don't have the samples to show you. I think they're downstairs on the machines, but I got other samples to show you, so we will be able to kind of judge by ourselves the quality. And then we have a Starfinder miniatures, night miniatures, and then we're gonna have to go for the Moto B. So that's the battleground. And then this is Wave 7, which is also going to be available. Quite pricey, because it's one set. You will see, it's a faction. You know already, it's a faction. So that's what it is. And you can see now prices in USD, especially for Moto B, because that's going to be at some point also available in the United States. But I will get there once we're going to be doing proper announcement. Has our ship sailed yet? Can we track it? It does. Non-tracking yet, but it does. It actually, instead of going on 11th today, it went on 8th, but I will get there. And the last one on the bottom, oh, I think I got that one on the other page, because this is what I was going to talk about with you, and that's a very important question for me, to be honest. So do you plan to draw an aesthetic for Might and Magic rank and file miniatures game from your work on Home 3 board game? In other words, what version of Might and Magic aesthetics can we expect with this game? And that's the extremely tough questions. And I'm gonna be, as I mentioned, we have a meeting with Ubisoft to talk about that one. But I just want to show you a few slides. We've been collecting different type of aesthetics, miniatures, and models from across the board. And as you can see here, we have a Hero 6 and Hero 7, and Hero 6 and Hero 7 in terms of design and in terms of actually the quality of design, they're almost perfect for the miniatures. Like really, if we make a miniatures like that or like this, they're gonna be top level quality miniatures on the market for the fantasy, especially in terms of design. However, I'm not quite sure whether we're gonna get kind of approval on that, because the ideal concept and proposal was to focus mainly on Heroes 3. I still believe that will be much better, not only kind of financially, but also much closer to what market at the moment requires. Or we want to be basically next to GW. I mean, we want to put our miniatures next to GW miniatures, and if you don't know the systems, you would just, okay, I don't know which one is which one. So that's what I want. That's the goal. That's the main goal for our company at the moment. This is the target the team needs to achieve, and it still requires a little bit of sculpting, but then it's also required a little bit of design. And when I see those designs, especially mixed between the 6th and 7th, they're really good. They're really good designs. So like this type of Cyclops, right? Instead of just classical one, Heroes 3, this one from the 6th. But then from 7th, the Pikeman, or in terms of Lich, I would go for actually either of them, because they're so good. They're both so good, right? But I wouldn't go for the classic one. So it's a good question. Sorry guys, my voice is going. But that's what we that's what we really want to get fully confirmed, and so on. Have you guys actually seen it on Twitter that apparently Ubisoft is working on a new Heroes game? Yeah, on Twitter somebody posted up, somebody I think from Ubisoft purchased a web page or something like this. I mean, anyway, there's full analysis of that something is coming, especially from Heroes. So yeah. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So we have a regions, we have a Europe. That's for the heroes, right? This is what you're here for mainly. That's heroes. We have Europe and rest of the world, USA and Australia. Out of China shipping dates. So for the Europe, 4 containers, 40 square meters each, left on 8th of January. Next one, 5 containers of 40 meters are going to leave on 13th. Then we have a 1 container leaving on 15th. Then we have a 3 containers leaving on 18th. And then 4 containers leaving on 24th. Yeah, that's the last date, on 24th. And they all go into Green Logistics, which means the Green Logistics will be shipping out to backers. Okay. So, and this is all. There's no more shipping after this one. So in January, this month, which is literally 2 weeks away from now, right? We should have everything on a boat. It's either painted, pre-painted, is any combinations you want for the Europeans, right? Any combinations. Now, the backers in the USA will receive a little bit faster everything, because we only need 3 containers to ship to United States, which they're going to leave on the 15th of January. And 1 container on 25th of January, the last one. And they're going to be going directly to the Quartermaster Logistics. And the Quartermaster Logistics will be distributing them across the United States. So backers in USA, because of obviously the shipping rates here, might get this stuff much faster. And it's a shorter road, apparently. Yeah, it's a shorter road. Although somebody just was telling me that, you know, something in a Panama Canal is happening. It's too shallow or something. I don't know. It's just getting... The shipping companies really, somebody needs to do something about them. The boat ones, because the way they did in it, and the COVID actually showed that somebody should be put some restrictions on how much they can charge for the shipping, and then not allow them to do any bullshit stuff. And then we had a 1 container which is only 20, and it's going to leave on the 15th January of 2024. It's going to Let's Play Games, and they're going to be distributing to backers. Australia is huge, so it might take few days, few weeks to actually get to those, but that's the full plan. This is what we have booked. This is what the manufacturer agreed to, and there's no other options, right? There's no other options. I mean, if they miss any of those things, I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna fly personally there and just cancel the Chinese New Year, something. But I don't think they will. I think they, at the moment, it's no way, because we already purchased those salts for the shipping, so it's gonna be, I don't know. Anyway, this is what it is, which is good news, because they wanted to delay that one to 11th, but apparently the shipping company managed to find a slot of 4 containers for us much quicker. So, and they were packed and loaded on a boat, and they left a few days ago. We don't have a tracking. I will have tracking, and the next update you'll get that tracking, so you'll be able to actually check it. Okay, so that's a good Legion question again, because this is part of the good news which I was going to share with you. At this stage, the shipping companies charging us and also letting us know that everything goes around Africa. However, they just let us know that if the Suez will be reopened and they will allow to ship through Suez Canal, they will do that road. So they may maybe reroute all the way halfway through, which is great news, because obviously we don't know whether it's gonna happen or not, but it's at least some hope is there. And same goes for the charging for the shipping containers. If the shipping containers cost because of that will go down, they will deduct for the next containers, which is good news to us as a company, because we promised that we're gonna be covering this cost, and was kind of not expected, but it's a tough time, so yeah. So at the moment they're going a longer road, and that's one of the reasons why I'm unable to tell you when they're gonna hit here, because in normal conditions is about 4 weeks. It's about 4 weeks to get a container from China to Poland, right, to Gdańsk, and it takes another 2 weeks, maybe sometimes 3 weeks, depending how busy the roads are. Shipping roads are. It's funny. Shipping roads it might take a little bit longer, for about 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, I'm really hoping to cut those, because otherwise, if we everything is shipped on the 8th of January, if you add this one to 6 weeks, we're talking about the almost end of February. Yeah, it's a big difference. That 3 weeks makes a lot of time saved. and we're really hoping that actually we're gonna be back on where we should be with the shipping. Proxstrom, I don't know. This is something which Michał is dealing with, and I really don't know. I think it's gonna be down to Quartermaster HQ, Quartermaster to decide it based on, you know, the shipping list we provide to them. Can we get the shipping tracking link, please? You will get it, Pierre. You will get it. Because how it works is, once the at least from the green logistics, their process is they will send you an email just to ask you to confirm your address for shipping purposes, right? Which means then you will have some time to actually, and this will be happening before they're gonna receive the stock. So this means it's gonna be on its way to them, and they will send you that info. And then from that point onward, you will have your own unique reference number, and then through the green logistics, you also then later get a shipping. So we have to provide shipping, and we do provide shipping tracking numbers or links, because it's kind of mandatory for us to actually track it back as well. If the parcel is lost, then we won't be able to track it back, and also at your end, you have to know if the parcel is on its way to you. So that's normal, right? Maybe, I don't know, remember, do we have any projects recently when we shipped without tracking, but I think every single was shipped with tracking from many years. Yes, so the question was, so Green Logistics is a place in Poland and will ship from there, or do we have other warehouses? Rest of the world is Green Logistics. They are extremely large companies, and they support many companies from our industry. They did like Awaken Limbs, they did go on board with The Witcher, they shipped out all the Witcher board games. So very massive. They have a huge warehouse, extremely large warehouse that can actually facilitate our containers. It's not small projects though. It's a huge number of containers, by the way. For us, we wouldn't be able to fit that. I don't have a warehouse that big to actually hold it. Well, 20 something containers. How? No way to actually do that. So yeah, and we've been using Green Logistics for many years now, and we're very happy with them and very happy with the services, and vice versa. So yeah. Okay. So because these dates will be coming back, and when I'm gonna get this, when I'm gonna get that, and everything else. I mean, the safe way to say anything is, you can see the last date is here. So last date is 24th of January of 2024. So if you add 2 months to this one, it's roughly when it's gonna be by our doors. Should be by our doors. Worst case scenario, obviously. So worst case scenario is about 2 months from the end of January. So end of March, you might expect the parcels with you, because that will be, if we're lucky, because then obviously it will take 6 to 7 weeks on the boat. 8th week will be getting here and then get everything sold out. Yeah. So end of March, beginning of April, like at the latest. But then you have to also take in something else in consideration. This is the last batch. We have a week before that and a couple of weeks before this, all of that. Yeah. You're right. I mean, we didn't have the chat this today about that. I want to tell you, I'm telling you the way we see stuff. Yeah, the golden principle is always under promise, over deliver, right? But this is AMA, and I would rather tell you exactly where we are, because next week, if something goes wrong, or next couple of weeks, I can tell you, look, this is where he is. Yeah. Yeah. But being a pleasantly surprised is always good. Always good. Yeah. Caesar. So normally it takes 4 weeks from China to Poland. Then because it's going through Suez, and then because if it's not going through Suez at the moment, it's going around Africa, it takes additional 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So it's up to 7 weeks to go from China to Poland. Believe me or not, it's not only us unhappy because of the situation. I would rather be seeing that China should step in because of it cost them a lot of money as well as a businesses around the because it's quite simple. Longer the boat, longer the product on the boat, reordering won't happen. Simple as that. So yeah, all those companies in China, they having the same problem. Okay, let me just check what we have had. Those there, and I want to show you some things. It's around about 1 hour mark now, so we have. Am I able to show you? I've got 2 miniatures actually inside, so I'll just look at more miniatures. This was just assembled today, just before AMA, so I hope everything is properly glued and it won't fall apart. But this is the ship size. So that's the ship. You're going to get it with pledge. So, and as we promise, and as I wanted to actually do it, because that was a new challenge to my team and something which left a lot of things to for us opened, like a game, ship battle game. So all those additional items, you don't have to glue them, right? They are actually separate items. Only the front cannon is actually part of the ship. I still think it might be a separate element, and everything else you can see on here is actually additional element, right? And then you have a hatch here. You have you have the tail inside, so you can paint it inside as well as on the renders. But what I did promise to you was that you're going to be able to extend the ship to make it larger. So this one is actually made of several middle sections. You have here 1, 2, 3 additional sections. Yeah, 3 additional middle sections, which makes the boat ship a little bit longer. It still uses the same stand you stand on, so that's great. Which means that that kind of is going to work. We could potentially make a different size ships using the same solution. When you have a middle section, you can extend it and get much bigger for your sessions, for RPG sessions, or basically focus on making something like kind of a spaceship, not spaceship. Come on, the fantasy airship game. I really like it. I wasn't expecting to be so good. I wasn't. Yeah, I believe if the team had more time and if the team had a different purpose for it, or we will have a completely different purpose for it, it could be even better. But that level of model is actually very, very good, and it's quite large though. So yeah, about the models miniatures. So yeah. That's some of our lovely miniatures. Can easily fit the entire crew. I think we said it's gonna be about 8 models. I don't know. I think we can fit more. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 7. About 7. I think it was 6 on the Kickstarter. About 7, 8. Yeah, but that's how it works, and that's how it looks in a smaller version. Okay. So yeah, I hope you're gonna have a great sessions on it, and Jamer, I believe, or similar. Let me just put this one aside because I want to show you something else. I don't want to drop it, it's too cool to actually drop it. So the other things I wanted to show you today The other things I was going to show you today is the pre-painted sets. So we've been working on those things recently. You probably have seen this. This is fully pre-painted by the machine. I wanted to show you quickly something like that. That's also pre-painted. Obviously, the colors, shading, everything else we haven't finalized yet. We have different grade of shade and different pre-painted shade and such. So we're still working on those things. But I want to show you like that. That's example of what we could do. You could get 8 of those sprue, and each of them will have individually different, or additional details on it, which make them different. And this is something you couldn't get. This is something you couldn't get. You won't be able to get easily, right? So the other things I want to show you. I mean, we've been testing our competition, so that's WizKids, caving systems. That is the Warden Forge. So all they've been like kind of pre-painted. This one is actually only shaded, so you have a like basic color and then some shading. This one do have a little bit more. I would say it's about 1 color or 2 colors, and then you have like a shading on top of that. I was surprised when we got those. I was thinking that I was under impression that anything from Warden Forge, it's got some like a clipping system or any type of connection system. It doesn't have it. So paving system is just basically place it and hope nobody is actually gonna knock stuff around. That's not what we're going to make. It is in comparison something we working on at the moment. So we're still working on the colors to match them. We're still trying a little bit more bluish colors to add more colors to it, more darkish and stuff like that. So you might expect this terrain to be extremely highly painted to the level you wouldn't expect it to see. That is actually painted by the machines as well. Some floors pieces which it's kind of new because we haven't done those square half floors, but that's what we currently working on. And then this painting is, I mean, I would have to spend hours to actually get that, to paint that way. And yeah, something you're not gonna get it normally. And this is where it comes. And this is where it comes to do when we do different shades. So this is slightly darker. As you can see, you can see that. I mean, that one is something very important. Is what we did here. We had a masters which were painted by a painter, by Kuba. Kuba in the comments, hello Kuba. So we spoke with Kuba, and what we did, we actually photo scan the painted terrain, which was originally painted by him, and we used that painted terrain here on that box. So this is the original box you could buy in the store with that painted terrain. We scan it. And we did that. So in the future, because this terrain, this one I showed you, that one over there, is actually painted by the graphical girl. We don't want that. We're only testing at the moment different colors. What we want a real painter to paint the terrain and then allow us to actually scan it and use it. For this purposes, right? So, I mean, I don't know how to show you. I mean, look at that. I don't know how many hours. I mean, we sit here in office and we talk about that one every day. And I said, look, I don't know how many hours I will have to spend it, but I know for sure I wouldn't be able to get that quality regardless of hours I'm gonna spend. Kuba is extremely good painter, so it's difficult to match his skills. But this way we are able to match his skills by actually using his skills for that purposes, which is funny. I found this funny. Same goes for the old sprues. that is not being painted by hand. This is still being painted in actually Photoshop, so it's not the quality of normal proper painting. So that's what it is. And then you have a roofing system, or roof. Oh, that's only one side painted. And I believe you have seen these ones as well. So that's the rampart set terrain, which we did a few tests on it just to see how good we can get it with it. I think this one was kind of version number 1 when we still were trying to actually work out everything around the quality, how to do it properly, because it's not easy process though. It's extremely the time consuming to get this process up and running fully. It's actually longer than I was anticipating, but we're getting there, so we're making actually huge progress, which is great. And it doesn't stop us actually to make different shades of colors, so we can make a bluish with a bluish tint, for instance, right? So yeah. Not only that, we could make a special ones, like a Christmas version or season version, which they're being pre-painted for to the correct seasons, right? Okay. So the question about the ship, I don't know, not involved in the projects. But can you show the support again? I mean, how long can you make it until it falls? How long? I'm not quite sure how long. But what we did is actually this support is a flat connection. So let me just show you. See that? It's a flat connection. So you just basically glue it. If you need it, you can actually add one more here or one more there. And let me show you something. One sec. So that's the connector, right? So you can actually do it that way and add it even 2 of them, like this. So that will be that long now, and then you can actually extend it to the infinity. Okay, so with the pack of actually this ship, you get one stand. And if you get 2 packs or 3 packs, obviously you're gonna get more stands. And that's one of the reasons why we make it flat here. Just you can actually position any way you want. So it doesn't you're not bonded to actually doing the way we want it. Or you can actually even do this way. Anyway, this is cool stuff, and yeah. And I was promising that we will make it if we have a space on the spruce, and eventually we actually didn't have a space, so what we did, we just make it another sprue. That's what it is. So the pre-painted stuff, as I mentioned, we're still working on. I think it's gonna be kind of a game changer in terms of especially the Dungeons and Lasers products, and especially for cheaper, because that is extremely expensive. This is horrible. I don't know. I don't afford this. And much better than this. So it's very simplistic. Yeah, as I mentioned, I was surprised even the level of details on it. I mean, this is the unpainted stuff, and painted details, you can see the difference. What we try to do is much more organic, and the way, yeah. So that's what it is. Okay, because my voice is going. Let me just check quickly questions if you have any, and then I'm gonna be finalizing for today. Damian, machines are taking painters' jobs. No, we still need the painter to actually paint this before machine does. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad I ordered 3. You can make 3 separate ones and just have a battle of ships. There's one of the guys actually sent me a link to the video game, very old video game, which is basically about the airships combat, and Piotr sent me. It was called Storm Master. Was the game, and he sent me a link to Atari ST video game, and yeah, this is something which is very interesting. Maybe we should look into it. Really wanted to have something like that. I mean, fantasy universe is very interesting, more interesting than life, I think. Much easier to work on the fantasy one. Okay, do you have any more questions? Like, I should answer like really important questions? I should really answer. I mean, all the questions are important, but yes, that's what the Guns of Icarus we did. That was the first benchmark we did in terms of this type of game. Yeah. So I did look into it. I think my son played a lot. I didn't. I did, I think, launch once or twice, but I know at the moment I'm not quite sure it's down. It's down. Definitely disappeared out of the radar. I mean, nobody talks about it. Oh yeah. It was MMO, right? I think it was MMO. Okay. So Adrian, so that was Kickstarters. Yeah, that was for the this campaign. What of that was like on the Kickstarter when we did like 400 miniatures with many other miniatures and big ships, monsters and such. Okay. That's also interesting comment. Someone has said pre-painted are good enough, but you can't always repaint them. That's true. If you unhappy with the way it's painted, or you want to add some, a little bit of your own touch, you can always use it, paint and overpaint it. We did test this to see how well it holds the paint. It holds the paint very well, much better. And the things about that is you cannot scrape it off this paint. It won't come off. Just show you, it won't come off whatsoever easily. You can actually I did that test before. I was showing that's the clippers, right? So I can scrape it. Absolutely nothing is coming off. You really have to scrape a layer of plastic. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to scrape off layer of plastic. So even in shipping, even in storaging, friction, any type of friction is not an issue at all. And that's what very important, because normally when you paint your terrain with the paints, with the water-based paints, they do tend to scrape off easily, especially from terrain. And that's a huge feature of this. Huge feature of this. One of many, I think. One of many. Is those like getting shipped this month? Yes, we're going to beginning shipping this month, January. The Kickstarter was saying that we're gonna be shipping in March. I think we're gonna be shipping now in January. Nothing. We're gonna be shipping in January. Excuse me, more about Giga Dungeon. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's a huge pack we want to put into retail. It won't be pre-painted though. The only one pre-painted set will be, but there's one huge pack which is gonna be available in the retail. Customers always add one coat of sealant to pre-painted. Now, there's no necessary to add anything to this at all, because this is industrial paint which is hardened and is so strong. I mean, we're probably gonna be sending some samples out anyway. It's so strong that it wasn't. You won't be able to scrape it off in any way. Definitely not in normal use. You have to, as I just showed you a few seconds ago, you have to scrape a piece of plastic to actually remove that paint from this. That's the huge feature. That's not a Are you will be attending board game event in Krakow on March? I'm pretty sure no. Maybe small team. In March we have festival, probably gonna be moving the offices in March, something around that time. Well, maybe end of February, beginning of March. That's the one thing. Then I'm going on a trade show. I'm gonna be on a trade show this month, which is called in Nuremberg, which is Toys Fair. So if you're there, showing my face maybe because I'm talking and yeah, at least that way. If you're in Nuremberg on Toys Fair, just pop into our stand. We're gonna be very close to GW stand. So if you want to locate us, just look at the where GW is located, and then really next to them we are there. So that will be my round of trade shows. Then we have Salute, which is April. Also in March we have a Gamma. Well, Gamma is extremely important trade shows in USA. It's only a retailer trade show, but we have to be there. I'm not gonna be there personally, only our sales team, which is great. Because we missed that last year. Then it's PyrCon. PyrCon is very, very important because we aim at PyrCon to have a Heroes release. So Heroes, the board game, official retail release will be around that time of PyrCon. So for those of you who miss Kickstarter, will be able to buy the core game there. We have to do that way because we always make things differently than other companies, and I think that was the proper way. We haven't gone for any production of retail copies because we said first of all we're gonna be shipping everything to backers, and then once you have it, we're gonna be shipping to us the retail copies of the game. So you have this guarantee because physically we haven't manufactured anything additionally. So yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing about the what we plan to do. I'm gonna be personally on PyrCon. I really hope it's gonna be some great lectures and some great people to meet this year as well. I met Jason Jervis. Jason is ex Games Workshop designer. He's been there for 38 years, designed many games. And we managed to find a same language, I believe, and we also managed to get Jason to work with us on 2 projects, which is amazing. It's extremely knowledgeable and extremely good. He's in his 70s now, I would say, and his passion to wargaming and board games in general, it's out of the, I wouldn't expect to be, at this age at least, to be have so much passion to design in games. So that's good stuff. Okay. That is true. That is true. So this is impressive with this paint, pre-paint. You can really say it's ready to play out of on your box. I mean, only one thing which is left is to have this product sprueless. So you get like tiles, which currently we also developing this. Chris, don't get me wrong, your prices and quality are amazing, but please slow down on release schedule. My wallet can't keep up and I want them all. It's just one project a year. really, one project a year. My think it's a little bit. I think at the moment we only for the Dungeons and Lasers is just one project a year. We did two projects a couple of years ago, which they're kind of overlapping, but no anymore. That's good stuff. Release pre-painted WTC compatible terrain, and you have 1D40k scene tabletop market. Those are great. We have a Rampart, so maybe Rampart will be. We did try to sponsorship them for a couple of years, but then I don't know what happened, why we stopped. I think yeah, I know why, because of COVID happened and some of the WTC were cancelled, right? And then we haven't come back after COVID to that. At least that 1 year, 2 years. Something to look into it. Legion, have you never appreciated examples of heroes? I don't have any appreciated copies here to show you. The guys left me one box here, which is Azure Pledge English. To unbox. Wait, 1 second. Stop the paint. I mean, obviously, I don't have my copy yet. I'm gonna be last one to receive my copy of Heroes. The copy I have here. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you this because there's no way I'm gonna be showing you. I'm not prepared for that one to show you guys, but I just wanna show you the way how it's packed. Excuse me if I broke something. I'm gonna be kind of. Well, 1 second. Let me try to rotate the camera. Not going to work, and I'm gonna be free. You see it? Oh, yes, you can. This is what we. That's the box. That's the box. Some of you going to get, or some of them received. Guys left it for the guys left it just to do some unboxing. I think is not necessary at the moment because you should know what you get. We did the unboxing several times, but just wanna emphasize about the packaging, the way we did the packaging this time around. Something completely new because you can see here you have a box, and then inside the box you have another box. So that is another box which protects everything in shipping. That's the thing which we did separately. You should know about that already. This is a tiny booklet with some questions and some questions and answers, some kind of FAQs and such. So you will find some also information that what's the difference between the video game and what's the and the board game. That's quite important because so many people will assume you have to play the game this way or that way, when actually it's not, because of it's a board game. So we needed to take some kind of shortcuts or some changes, right? To the video game. Why? What I did wrong? Did I did something wrong? Sorry for that. And then we have a board games, right? I'm not gonna be unpacking this one. I believe this needs to go to I don't know what that sample is. It's either the customer sample, which I don't think, because we shipped out everything from the everything from that batch. So, but anyway, heavy, lovely. It's got a nice sticker. There's a history about that sticker, by the way. So, see, there's so many counterfeit products are nowadays on the market, which you might find. And I think the what's the name? The Asmodee CEO once said that almost 40% of the products out there on the market, which are coming from China, are being counterfeit. So kind of protection label is there, so you will know you have an original one with this label, which is cool. I like it. Okay, you're gonna have to excuse me because I will have to wrap it up. My voice is just it's completely gone. It's getting there, so I need to keep a little bit of my voice for tomorrow. Let me know and leave in the comments what exactly you would like to see on the next live. It's gonna happen in the next couple of weeks again, so I can prepare stuff for you. I will probably have enough data to do summary one for 2023 as well, so it's gonna be kind of boring. At least that few slides will be boring. But some summary, I want to show you where we are and what we have achieved and what's the plans for the next years. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for joining me and staying for 1 hour and a half. Jesus Christ. 1 hour and a half this time around. And I will see you and in the next couple of weeks. I can see some more questions coming up. 1 second. Any plans on painting guide for Heroes Might and Magic minis? As I mentioned, it will depend on how far we can go with licensors and how much licensing will allow us to do. If so, we probably gonna, because in the licensing universe, if you want to do something specific for the product, you got to have a license for it, right? So I cannot advertise other companies' paints without having a license or without having the product, because otherwise these other companies actually making profit out of it. So I need to have more understanding about it, how much we can do, right? So if we're gonna have a painting guide, but painting guide needs to be related to a specific paints, right? Or name of the paints. So like from a company, like Armor Painter, for instance, right? What's the plan after caves? I don't know. I don't know. Let us know. What do you like to see us to do? I do have some basic idea which I just mentioned a few days ago to my team, but you know, just let me know what you would like to see. That would be great. Great to great benchmark. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you again, and I will see you in a couple of weeks time. Take care.